Welcome back to the Art O'Clock News. I'm your anchor, Greg Brow. Today's top story is on the works of Anne Spalter. Spalter is an academic pioneer founding the digital arts program in Brown and Rhode Island School of Design. In 2009, she transitioned from academics to full-time studio work. She's drawn inspiration from Buddhist art, surrealism, Jungian archetypes, and pure mathematics. She's taken on multiple art mediums from painting and prints to video and sculpture. Much of her video art comes in the form of kaleidoscopic visualization. Here we see one of her video pieces, Infinite Flamingo. Watching it is like being in a psychedelic zoo. She turns a regular flock of flamingos into a kaleidoscope of flamingos. All it took was multiple mirroring effects and duplications to achieve this trippy piece. If you didn't think her kaleidoscope videos were enough, she also creates them in physical form with video gems. If you ever wanted to decorate your desk or your home with psychedelic imagery, her Video Gems series could do just that. Following her theme of kaleidoscopes, Spalter inputs a video in a crystal sculpture. The crystals are an extension of Spalter's psychedelic art. Aside from being a creative way to hold and present the video, the transparency of the gems react to the video's transitions in lighting. Here we have her gem, Secret Ocean. She applies kaleidoscopic effects of mirroring and duplicating again to give the ocean movement and infinite properties. Having the video inside a gem makes the ocean more magical and secret, keeping it in its own little world away from outside forces. So if you don't have family photos to decorate your spaces, and you want people to think you're from the 80s, Spalter's Video Gem would be perfect for you. They even come in their own commemorative Anne Spalter Studios box. Now, getting into her more physical art, Spalter had a series called Miami Marbles. Like her videos, these marbles also had kaleidoscopic effects. She took her photos of Miami scenes and stretched them over spheric shapes. In 2016, these spheres marked the entranceway of the Pulse Miami Beach Festival. Not only can they be seen physically, tethered down in various parts of the fair, attendees can also see virtual spheres through apps on their smartphones. With the help of apps, people can see the kaleidoscopic motions in the marbles, ones that are both physical and virtual. The marbles bring her virtual art into the real world. Perhaps she wants others to see the world through her own psychedelic mind. These orbs are her worlds constantly moving and merging into works of art. I don't think Spalter ever sees the world normally in her works. Take her multi-medium series, Down is Up, for example. Rather than the world changing shapes and moving constantly, like in her kaleidoscopes, her world is flipped 180 degrees and is stagnant for eternity. Spalter uses a mix of imagery to convey this idea. The desert being the most notable among them. Already being such a backwards and desolate environment, the desert creates an ideal canvas for surrealistic imagery. As we saw, she creates this flipped landscape inside her room, fully immersing visitors in her mixed media world. But she also brings these images to smaller mediums in forms of print and paintings. The select imagery emphasizes the backward nature of her world, and that everything is meant to be seen from a different perspective. Through it all, Spalter gets her inspiration from high vantage points, such as looking through a window of an airplane or flying in a helicopter. With that in mind, it raises questions in the last series of art we will talk about. As you can see, she painted many images of airplanes, however, they all seem to be exploding. Could Spalter be trying to give off the message that she fears her easels being destroyed, or that she wouldn't have art if it weren't for them? Nonetheless, her portrayal of these destructive airplanes are all surreal looking, so perhaps to her it would be surreal for this sort of thing to happen. Given the natures of her other art, these planes must also exist in an entirely different world as well. Well, that's all the time we have for this broadcast. Tune in next time when we discuss puppet art is done by the hands of the puppet or the puppet's handler. This has been the Art O'Clock News. I'm your anchor, Greg Brow, signing off.